Mic is on. Barely. Aha! Yes, we have people. Awesome. I've adjusted my mic again. I'm probably have to change it again. Say Joey! Hugs the Joeys. Hug. I'm probably going to have to adjust my mic again once I start drawing. One thing some of you may notice, I have a new logo. It's at the bottom of the screen and it's very pretty. It's basically the same logo as I had before, or rather the logo that I used a while ago. I've basically done like a cartoony version, simplified the color to just a solid green. Yeah, I basically just hand drew it instead of making it all like proper graphical, because it just didn't feel like me. So for so long, I mean it was fine for a little while, but I needed to change it, and I got some really good advice from my friend Mastercode today, and it got me thinking, and then I just put this together really quick. I'll probably do something a bit more polished later, but I thought, hey, I got this done today, so might as well use it. So yeah, today we're going to be, it's looking great. Awesome, thank you. Joey, you're sick. I'll give you an air hug then. Air hug. All air hugs for Joey. Oh, hi Doc. That's a nice surprise. Oh, don't worry about it, Jeremiah. Don't worry about that. It's not a charity live stream today. I'm not going to be asking for donations or anything. Of course, if people want to, they're more than welcome to. They can make a donation via the super chat or via the Streamlabs link, which is in the description below. But today I'm just gonna have some fun and just draw some stuff based on Monsters Inc. We'll get started in a minute, I think. Oh, what did I do with my drink? Oh, I left it on the couch. Why did I do that? And now I dropped my headset. Oh, we're off to a good start today. Not going to be around for long as I'm still working today, but saw your Monsters Inc. in the thumbnail and that made me really want to see what you'll be drawing. Well, I haven't started yet, but I'm planning on probably going to be streaming quite late today, so yeah, I'll be posting what I've done on my Twitter and Facebook and stuff. I'll probably share it in the Skype chats that we're in, Doc, so, but I really appreciate you dropping by. I know you're really busy, so yeah. And Wicked Merman, that's very rude. So I'm going to remove that. I'll have to have another look after I get home today. Awesome. Jeremiah Irvin. Speaking of which, wouldn't Mike... Oh, my display driver just did a strange thing. That's not a good sign. Alright. Speaking of which, wouldn't Mike Wazowski nodding be the same as him twerking? On the other hand, would his chin hair work as his... yeah, no. Jeez. It's fine, Wicked. Just remember, everyone's in different time zones. Everyone's got different schedules. Some people are in full-time work. Some people aren't. So, and that's okay. No one's under any pressure to come to streams. It's fine. But yeah, please keep the stream G-rated if possible. This is why I should read comments before I start reading them out loud. Anyway. So I figured that we could draw like we'll keep things simple to start with. I'm going to draw Mike first. That's funny, when you type in Mike in Google, the first thing that comes up is Mike Wazowski. That's hilarious. Let's see. What is your favorite monster? From the Monsters Inc. World, my favorite monster is actually Hardscrabble from Monster University. I love her design. I love how her first name is Abigail. That's hilarious to me. I'm like, you look like that and your name is like the most adorable name ever. I loved her design with the wings and like the millipede legs and stuff, and I don't know, I just really liked it. Her I like characters that are very, you know, stoic and firm, but you know that at one point they had a big part in things in the past. They just don't really show it as much. It's difficult to explain off the cuff. I would be able to explain it if it was scripted properly. You and me and you, both of us together. Well, if you can't talk without being dirty, then I think you've got a problem. But anyway. Jeez. Really? Alright. Each to their own, I suppose. Okay. Mike is pretty easy. Wow, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Put that thing back where it came from, also help me. Yeah. I can't believe it. I was on a mad stream. Mary Suria's Roz.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Alright, so we're just gonna start drawing Mike, and the thing is, you would think that drawing a character like Mike would be really easy, but I'm guessing it's not going to be all that easy, because although he's basically a ball with an eye and a mouth, excuse me, there'll be a lot more to it than that, I think. Buckend 5. Would it be easier on you to do Mary's voice via a voice changer? I don't want to use a voice changer for anything that I do. I did that for when I did the voice for Lord Insert Name here, and I don't really want to do that again. I'm not sure how you would achieve Mary's voice on a voice changer. No idea. Have you seen those memes where they Photoshop Sully's face onto Mike? I'm looking at some of them now. It's very strange. So Mike is a character with one eyeball, and yet he has he's able to look angry and sad and happy even though he doesn't have any eyebrows or anything. It's actually an ingenious design, I think. Also, if Monsters Inc. became a Broadway musical, I guess it would already have some musical numbers already, although not sure how I'd feel about a Monsters Inc. musical. Oh! Buckend5 asks, on the TF2 episode, was it your idea to put Maddie Lion in a box and to do the laser pointer thing? It was discussed to have, like, a joke as to how to defeat Maddie Lion was to just put a box in front of her, and then it's like cats do the thing where if they see a box they instantly go inside it. If I fits, I sits kind of thing. But it turned out I didn't want the fact that Maddie was a cat to be what defeated her. I thought that was be a bit too convenient, too funny. So we've gone with something else, which I obviously won't reveal, but in regards to the time cards you're referring to in the episode that was released last week, those time cards were actually thought up by Brass Polish, who is one of the visual editors on the TF2 series, and he really liked the idea of the I fits I sits thing, and sadly because it was written out, he decided to do time cards. And if you watch TF2 episodes, every episode, at least the ones from more recent seasons anyway, their time cards have a theme. So last week's episode, the theme was jokes with Maddie Lion, and all of them are to do with house cats, so it's just a fun little joke there. Trying to watch that I don't make his feet too big, and I can already see that I've done this foot a little too big. But that's okay. We can fix that later. It's all in the eye. Surprised they haven't done a Monsters Inc. musical, seeing as they've done Toy Story and Finding Nemo. Well, neither of those films are musicals, so I don't know what you're referring to there. I was in absolute shock and disbelief that Mary Sue was a damsel in distress. Yeah, that was something that we did have discussions about, and I thought it would be... It wasn't my idea, but it was something I went along with because obviously I don't really consider the TF2 series canon for Maddie and Mary, really, in regards to their character development. And what they wanted to do was to show that they wanted to show Mary conflicted between, I can't really be a damsel in distress because I'm Mary Sue, but at the same time I'm a Mary Sue, so therefore I would be the best damsel ever kind of thing. And that was the idea, which I kind of understood what they were trying to get at. I wouldn't have done it myself, but you know, that's okay. TF2, it's not my project, so I just voice characters. The Broadway musical plays, they did a Toy Story and Nemo adaptation. Oh, did they? I didn't know that. So what's everyone's favourite monster from Monsters, Inc.? Or if you want to suggest monsters for me to draw, like you're more than welcome to do that too. Hard choice between Scully? Do you mean Sully? That Griffin from the university. The Griffin? Do you mean the one with the beak? I can't remember his name, but he didn't have wings, so I don't really think he was a Griffin. I bet it would be hilarious if, for Halloween in the monster world, that a party, a human just popped up and just stood there. Master Scarer. If there were musicals, like attractions at amusement parks, I wouldn't know them because I've never been to a Disney park in my life. So, wouldn't have known anything about them. Oh, Fungus, yeah, because he was voiced by Frank Oz, yeah. He's quite a popular character, very underrated. You love Roz for her indifference or resentment towards Sully and Mike. British, what would you call a mythical creature that has ghouls? I don't know what that word is, but does not crave human flesh. No idea. So he's not very balanced here, but we gave it a good go. Yeah, so this foot's too big. Or name that creature. Should. Yeah, Roz. She had to be incognito. Yeah, she's kind of like the neutral party, I think. Not to mention she was undercover. Yeah, but anyway. Just asking since a little bit of information is from Tokyo Ghoul. I have watched Tokyo Ghoul, but I haven't finished it. So does this work better for people like me streaming a little bit later? Because time zones are dumb. My stylus is weird. The covering, the plastic covering that seals the stylus is kind of coming a bit loose. I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird. I mean, I have two styluses, so it's not a big deal if one of them breaks. Always have a spare stylus. Oh, Tokyo Ghoul, it's an anime series. It has themes of horror, psychological action, mystery. It's definitely not lighthearted. It's tame compared to some animes I've seen, trust me. Having some trouble getting the eyelid to look right, because his eyelid is also his eyebrow. It's weird. It's still lighter than Elfen Lied, that's for sure. Yeah, again, there are much worse animes than Tokyo Ghoul or Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied is, again, one of the more tame ones. Yeah, I'm not that bothered about Artemis Fowl. I've never read the books or anything, so I'm not all that bothered about it. I've heard nothing but bad things about it, though. Sadly. I'm gonna adjust his left leg a little bit. It just seems like it's not quite right. I think I can live with that. I heard that Pixar had a lot of designs of Mike and Sully from 1999 to 2001. Yeah, most animated films, they'll go through hundreds of design concepts for their characters before getting to their final version. At one point, Mike didn't have arms, so that was interesting. Have you seen the Ancient Magus Bride? No. I don't know what that is. You know what? I'm actually going to stick with the line work below instead of cleaning it up too much. I think I'm going to go for a more illustrated style, I think. I don't want to get it too clean. Do you think that the college student from Monsters University that is pretty much a slug will only be able to graduate if he takes all his classes online? I want to know what classes that guy is actually taking. I'd also heard that Pixar made before Boo an 8-year-old girl named Mary. Boo was a lot older in previous versions of the story, and they made her younger so that it was she was more vulnerable, therefore Sully had to kind of look after her more. If the older she was, the less concern the audience would have, like, as in Boo is basically a toddler. She's barely 3 years old. She doesn't understand what's going on, but she doesn't understand what danger she's in either. I think if Boo was an 8-year-old kid, I don't think the story would work. Well, gee, someone's watched the extra features on the collector's DVD. How long did you know Anthony C was going to be part of TF2? Anthony C has been a part of TF2 since it started. He's been in TF2 before. But again, TF2 is not my project, so it's a project I'm in, but it's not my project, so let's change the subject, please. If you don't mind. Maybe Made that line a bit too high up. Did you know there was supposed to be a sequel to Monsters Inc. where Sully goes to see Boo only to find an old woman and goes looking for her but discovers the sick old woman is Boo? I know it was contemplated that in the original story Sully would either stay with Boo or go and see her when she's old, but I don't think it was meant to be a sequel, but I could be wrong about that. Have we seen Mary use her horn or her magic in a video before? Yes. In some of my videos, yes, she has, when she's in her alicorn form. But she hasn't been in her alicorn form all that much on my channel because I don't consider my characters pony characters. They have pony forms, but they're not pony characters. Mary started off as a pony character, Maddie did not. But anyway. Oh, that's much better already. Have you heard the theory that the old witch from Brave is an old version of yeah, I've heard that theory. I even saw in the bonus features the original treatment, which was kind of dark for Monsters Inc. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this line because I think I've made it too high up because I really like how I've drawn the mouth below, so I'm just going to keep that. On my Discord server this week and last week we had movie night was the first Monsters Inc. and this week's movie night was Monster University. And the funny thing is Monster University is actually one of my favourite Pixar movies. My number one being the first Incredibles, but I love Monster University. I think too many people get hung up on the continuity error and then they miss out on what an awesome movie it is. If you just ignore that one continuity error, it's an amazing film. Do I think it was necessary? Because it was the first Pixar prequel, I think it was interesting to learn the backstory of Mike and Sully in a way. But Mike was the main character. I would have liked it to be more balanced out to know what Sully's family life was more like, because his father was a famous scarer, and I'm like, well, why didn't you show that at any point? You know, it's just talked about, but we didn't see it. Which I thought was kind of strange. Did you know that Sid the kid from Toy Story appears in the Monsters Inc. universe stealing toys? Did you know that Sid the kid from Toy Story appears in the Monsters Inc. universe? I did not. Where is that? Oh, I haven't read the comics. Are they canon? I thought... Are they canon? Someone's mentioned them to me before, but I'm like, are they fan-made or what? I don't know. don't like the way that ankle is. The main disappointment with MU, in my opinion, was that Randall's motive for being Sully's rival was kind of generic and shoehorned. I don't think it was. I think, if you think about it, how much Randall changed himself to please others, and then only to be humiliated in front of literally hundreds of fellow students who he has fought tooth and nail to improve his reputation. Okay, it's inauthentic, and he's only in the group he's in because of what he can do, not because of who he is. So he's just changing himself to get with the popular kids, which isn't right. So then for that to be completely destroyed would be, understandably, humiliating. So, and he can't blame himself. He won't blame himself for his mistakes, so he has to place the blame on someone, and that someone has to be Sully. Yeah, it would have been good if their rivalry was built up more in the movie. But I think the actual point when Randall is beaten by Sully in the final monster scare games, I think it worked. I honestly think it worked. I was fine with it. Okay, Mike, I think you're ready for coloring. I'm going to leave that layer there. Okay, so his cheek's a little bit too wide there. Bring that in. Love how I say it's ready for coloring, and then I see something that's not quite right. Save your work, kids. Did you see the Nemo fish and Jessie? Yes. There's even a YouTube video that shows the original tree. Yeah, it's just the stuff that's on the DVD that's been posted on YouTube. Would a sequel to Monsters Inc. work in your opinion? It would be interesting to see how the Monsters world changed after Laughter is discovered to be more powerful than Scream, and how, you know, the educational system has changed because it's all about Scream, it's all about scaring. So now that there's a power shortage with kids not being scared anymore, but if you make them laugh, that's powerful. But what about all of the schools that are devoted to teaching monsters how to be scary? You know, what are they doing now? Like, I would like to know more about how the discovery of Laughter being a different and better power source would affect the economy in regards to, you know, what happened to Hardscrabble, for instance. What happened to Waternoose, who, you know, I have a fan theory that Hardscrabble and Waternoose probably went to university together, or at least knew each other in some shape or form. That would be interesting. But most people, when they think about a sequel to Monsters Inc., they would probably be thinking, would Sully go back to see Boo? I'm like, no, make it more about their world. That would be really interesting. Did you notice they retconned Mike and Sully meet in Monsters University when they yeah, we talked about that earlier. I think, again, because I said it before, if people get hung up on that one continuity error, which was addressed in the Monster Use DVD commentary, by the way, I think you really do miss out on an awesome movie. I really do love Monsters University. But anyway, the laugh floor in Magic Kingdom included a Q video that showed that MU was changed to a comedy-based academy. That's interesting, but I still wonder, what about all of those monsters that devoted their entire lives to educating themselves and other people about other monsters, about how to scare? You know, I just would love to know how they feel about the whole thing. Pretty sure Botanist will still be in jail since he committed a heinous crime. It was never confirmed he was in jail. He got taken away by the CDA. We don't know what actually happened to him, unless it was stated in the comics or something. But I think Monster U it's an amazing movie because not only does it show that there's, you know, I'm not telling anyone not to go to college or university. I went to university, so I'm not going to ever tell anybody not to do that. But at the same time, I will say that there's more than one road to success. It's not always through college or uni. You know, you can get there by other means, and I think that's an important lesson to know. And showing that Mike and Sully got expelled, they still managed to get to where they wanted to be by hard work, determination, and humility. I think they worked their way up the ranks. They started at the bottom and worked their way up, and that was really cool to see. Have you heard of the Monsters Inc. PS1 video game? Yes, but I haven't played it. What are your thoughts of the new Disney Plus show? Which show? Which one are you talking about? What? Even if the difference between a college and university, I heard they are different, but I always thought they were the same thing. I think that depends on what country you're in. Like, not all colleges have university level education, so it's not referred to as a university because the courses aren't universally recognized. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what it is. It's only a university if your qualifications are recognized all over. Okay, that was the wrong layer. Ink Monsters at Work. I've never heard of that. And it's not on Disney Plus for me. Remember, I'm in the UK, so there are certain shows and movies that aren't available for us here yet. Okay, I'm just gonna bring this guy over just so I can color pick to get that green right. I watched A Bug's Life a few weeks ago. Obviously I had seen it several hundred times before, but I watched it again, I guess I should say, not long ago. It's not one of my favourites, and it's not one that I would consider one of Pixar's best, but I think in regards to the moral and the lessons that it gives, it's very relevant to society today, well, it's relevant to society any day, but the issues that it touches on are very, for want of a better word, adult. Like, the stuff that it deals with xenophobia, and I suppose that it does delve into racism there, and slavery and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't want to get into that subject in a live stream that is being monetized, because I don't want to profit off of a subject like that, but it's the movie itself. I enjoyed the subtle undertones of it, especially with Hopper's speech when he talks about how the ants outnumber them, but they don't really know. They don't know that. They don't recognize that the ants could easily overpower them. It's not until one ant stands up that the rest of them stand up to them. So it's when the rest of the grasshoppers underestimate the ants. That's when Hopper he knows not to underestimate them. It's an upcoming series. Well, that would be why I haven't seen it then. I thought it was already out. Okay. Can't say what I think about something if it's not out yet. Just saying. Anyway. I haven't heard anything about it until you mentioned it. But yeah, if it's coming out, sure, I'll give it a watch. Let's not forget what an awesome cast Monsters Inc. has. I know, right? It's awesome. Billy Crystal is awesome. I love him. John Goodman, Jennifer Tilly, yeah. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was one of the films that I watched incessantly as a kid. I loved it. A Bug's Life, Zootopia, The Hunchback of Notre Dame are the best Disney animated movies that I can think of for those messages. Ah, for sure. What would Maddie and Mary think of Mike and Sully? That's a good question. I think Maddie would be absolutely fascinated, especially with Sully, but probably find Mike annoying. I don't know what Mary would think of them. Probably something along the lines of, I wonder what Sully, all that fur would look like in pink. Probably something like that. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Bug's Life versus Ants. Which is better in your eyes? Ants, by far, is the superior film. It deals with very, very similar themes to Ants, but it deals with it in the fact that it's the same species discriminating against the other based on occupation, and I love that. And it's very much a borderline dictatorship thing going on in that film. I loved it. I think Ants was a far superior film in every aspect. The animation was better, the character designs were more interesting, the voice acting was an interesting choice, but you know, Woody Allen, nah. Why Woody Allen? But yeah, I think Ants was far better. I don't think they looked uncanny. Ants was the first movie you saw with Christopher Walken. Huh, wow. What is the... What was my first Christopher Walken film? I think it must have been Batman Returns. What is the most overrated and underrated Pixar film? Your opinion. For me, overrated Toy Story 3 and underrated Wall-E. Underrated, definitely Wall-E. Overrated? Ooh. I don't think any of them are overrated. I know what ones I prefer. I prefer The Incredibles to Toy Story, but that's purely because I love superhero stories. And I didn't particularly like Woody as a character, but that's just my opinion. That's not... I don't think that movie or franchise is overrated in any shape or form. It's an amazing franchise, I love it. But it's not my favourite. But I definitely don't think it's overrated. It deserves all of the attention it gets, absolutely. Actually, I'm going to make a new layer and just shade this way. We're back, a dinosaurs movie. I found that movie really boring and strange. I think I've seen it twice, and it's just so forgettable. Honestly, I didn't really know what to make of it the first time I saw it. And I didn't see it until I was an adult, so I don't know what I would have thought of it if I saw it as a kid. But I'm like, how can a movie with dinosaurs be boring? I don't understand. Have you seen Avengers Endgame? Yes. But sadly, I watched it a few weeks ago, and I missed out on watching it when it was first released, but it was spoilt for me. Like, everything about that movie and others from the Marvel Universe were spoiled for me in some way, most of them because of memes on social media, and people say, oh, just avoid social media when movies are out, and I'm like, how can you avoid social media when you use it for your job every day? It's like, I'm not going to avoid social media just because people don't have the common sense or courtesy to not post spoilers the day that a movie is released that we have been waiting for over a decade for. It's a load of nonsense. But, you know, it's going to happen. People are going to post memes and spoilers for things online. That's just what people do. People are dumb. Even though I knew everything that was going to happen, I still cried. I mean, I'm not heartless. I haven't seen Onward yet. It hasn't come to the UK yet. Did you see the Monsters Inc. outtake reel they made? Yeah, it was on the DVD. Cars is an interesting concept where in the movie humans don't exist and inanimate objects are possessed by spirits. I don't think they're possessed by spirits, but I think I understand what you're getting at. Favorite Looney Tunes character? Daffy Duck, for sure. Although I think Wile E. Coyote's close second. Are you a fan of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Yes, but I honestly prefer the Tim Burton film. It's closer to the book. I find that the original it's very slow to get to the factory, and as much as I love Gene Wilder's portrayal, it wasn't Willy Wonka to me. Like in the book, I felt that that Johnny Depp's portrayal was far closer to how I pictured the character to be. But that's all opinionated. It's still an awesome film, but I just don't think that it's a very good adaptation of the book. If Disney is going to remake their movies into live action, would they try to remake Pixar films? I don't think so. What is your opinion of Looney Tunes back in action? Far superior film to Space Jam, for sure. Space Jam is an awful film. Terrible. But yeah, back in action doesn't get the recognition it should get. It has its problems, of course, but I love the animation. I love Brendan Fraser as well, but yeah. Fan of Land Before Time. It's not my favourite Don Bluth film, admittedly, but it's one of my favourites. It was one of the very first animated films that I watched as a kid that I remember like just being in love with. Coca-Cola or Pepsi? Well, because my fiance is from North Carolina, I'm going to have to say Pepsi. But I don't really drink much soda. I only drink fizzy stuff if I'm drinking alcohol with it. And even then, that's a rarity. Because soda is very bad for you. Carbonated stuff is very bad for you. It's bad for your teeth, it's bad for your digestive system. So I'll try not to drink it. I think Willy Wonka's version of the character Charlie was better because he was more like a real kid and doesn't come across as a Gary Stu. I have to agree with you there in regards to the Charlie in the Tim Burton film being very bland. I wouldn't say he's a Gary Stu, but he was very bland in comparison to the Charlie that's in the Willy Wonka film. But I think the actor in the Willy Wonka film was a better actor, or rather he did a better job in portraying Charlie. But I think as much as I love Tim Burton, I don't think he knows how to direct children. But that's just my opinion. Was there a pterodactyl character in Looney Tunes? Maybe at one point? I don't know. Madeline movie, I haven't seen it. Thoughts on Looney Tunes cartoons on HBO Max? I haven't seen them yet. They released the first episode on YouTube. Yeah, I want to be able to watch them all first before I post a video on it. I'm on a retro cartoon kick right now, but I'd like to be able to watch all of the new ones in one, because if I start watching one, they're only 7 minutes long. I would want to watch more after that. So yeah. Did you see that Pee Wee Herman movie on Netflix? I've never watched the Pee Wee Herman movie. I've never watched them. I've only seen bits. I do love Freddie Highmore. Also, I feel like the other kids were better than their Willy Wonka counterparts, especially Violet. Yeah, I have to agree with that. It is a kick it, yes. I was wondering where you were. Thoughts on the put that thing back where it came from or so help me. Well, considering it was based on an ad-lib, I think it's hilarious. You're 31? Getting old, baby. I'm only a few years older than you though, so. Big Top Pee-wee was terrible. Yeah, it looked terrible. But it's weird. I think Pee-wee's Great Adventure is the only Tim Burton film I have not seen. My favourite Tim Burton movie is Big Eyes. If you guys haven't seen that movie, check it out. It's amazing. Would it be cool if the movie Something Wicked This Week Comes is in My Little Pony? What? Would it be cool if the movie Something Wicked This Week Comes is it? I don't understand the question. What? Trying to get my head around it. Would it be cool if the movie Something Wicked This Week Comes is in my... Oh, do you mean if the movie was in the My Little Pony world? Like in G4 or something? Is that what you mean?
Hello.
Hello. I'm going to adjust the music.
Alright.
So just give me a minute. Okay. Where are you, music? There you are.
Oh, yes. I heard about the Elmer Fudd no longer having a gun.
Yeah, they took his gun away and they gave him a scythe.
Yep.
And
Robot Chicken did a skit on this about a few years back.
yeah.
And it was just so funny
That's
because
happened.
they did the skit. And it was like, oh, don't worry, they're gonna have me shoot anybody that breaks the rules in the future. And then like Elmer Fudd from the future pops back up and he's like, going, just shoot me. And Past Fudd is like, I can't shoot you, you're me. Why do you want me to shoot you? They took my gun. And then Yosemite Sam pops in from the future and goes, I'll have what he's having, but double. Because he took his guns too.
Yeah. Guys, this is my fiance, Kick It. Say hi, Kick
Yep.
It.
Hi, Kiki.
He has best face ever. Daw. Look at that high definition, your face. It's amazing. It's funny because you haven't even seen that movie. Oh,
What movie?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh. Yep.
Congratulations on your wedding. Well, we haven't gotten married yet, but yeah, we got engaged.
Yep.
10 months ago.
Yep.
Jeez, 10 months.
Mm-hmm. Ain't believing
Battery,
2
don't
months will be-
charge these. Batteries, civilian. Sorry, hun, what?
In 2 months it'll be a year. Holy crap.
Yep. Be a year since we got engaged. A year since BronyCon.
Yep. Kick it. How much do you know of Tokyo Ghoul? Don't know any of it.
It's an anime series. They brought it up at the beginning of the stream. I've seen some of it. Lost interest in it after a while because I don't know. I find it a bit slow, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Mike is looking good. Joy popped into the server earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, just to say hi.
Ah.
And so did Doc.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that was nice. But he was still at work at the time, so... yeah. That was really cool of him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah. And I just wanted to do a stream that's a little bit later, just to see if we got more people, but also just because it's good to mix things up every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
It's close to your 1-year anniversary of being engaged, yes. I can hardly wait because there was a brony wedding. Oh, there's been a few brony weddings. But ours is not going to be a brony wedding. But yeah. Anyway. How did you two meet? Kik, you want to tell the story?
What's up?
Someone's asking how we met.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I can only tell half of it.
I know, but you're better at telling the story than me, and also it's a very long story.
So which half do you guys want? The Maddie half or the Kick It half?
You tell the Kick It half, I'll tell the Maddie half.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were going first.
I was trying to figure out when did they ask for us to retell the story?
Huh?
I was wondering when did they ask for the story on how we met?
The miner asked, so how did you meet?
Oh, okay. Okay. We met online. The end.
Oh, screw you, mate. Oh, you're lucky I love your face. Jesus. Okay. Is there a Mary Sue half?
They're asking for the Mad half.
They're asking for
They're
the Mad.
asking for the Mad.
Oh,
Yes.
that's interesting.
Frostbite and the Miner.
Okay. Yeah.
Kicks, no Maddie, no kicks, no both.
Well, you can correct me if I get stuff wrong. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I get stuff wrong all the time. Because my memory sucks, but your memory's better than mine.
It would be cool if it was back when you were in middle school. Nope, we did not know each other in middle school.
We didn't even know each other when we were at college. Never mind middle school. We don't have middle school here.
We do.
Oh, we have schools, but they're not called middle school, obviously. But anyway, we have primary school and secondary school.
Yeah.
We have primary
Anyhow,
schools.
they want to hear yours.
Okay, so I think it was 2016 maybe? And I was introduced to our friend James Cork, who's a very good friend of mine and yours. And I recently, about 2014 or something, I joined a brony group in Inverness, and it was Sugar Dove and her husband, who they were also friends with James, and you were friends with James, and then at one point Deanne, Sugar Dove, grabbed me into a call, and you were there. I think James was there as well, I can't remember. And we started talking, and then something happened that caused you to come on camera. I think something happened with your dog or something. And so I saw your face the first time, and I was like, he's pretty. I'm like, he's my kind of guy. Wearing bandana, long hair. Yeah, I like that. Like, the very first thing that you said to me was like, hi, I'm the crazy American friend.
Yep.
That was the first thing that you said.
Yep.
And then we got talking more, just as friends, hanging out in calls and stuff. And then later that year, I think it was 2016, I started getting presents in the mail from a secret admirer. He's smooth that way. And obviously I didn't know who it was from because I'm ridiculously naive and clueless as to when it comes to flirting and stuff, and just meh. But I had a feeling, or maybe I wanted it to be Kik. But I was like, how am I going to go about this? Am I going to confront him about it, or am I going to speak to a friend first to do some digging? Because if it's not, then I'll feel humiliated. So I decided to go to Sugar Dove and ask her, because I'm like, who would have the gall to give my address out to someone that I don't know? And I thought Sugar Dove would do that. So I asked her, and she said, yeah, I gave him your address, I hope that was okay. And I'm like, sure, he doesn't seem like a crazy person. He's my kind of crazy, but not dangerous crazy, if that makes sense. So, I think it was... You sent me presents a few times. It was like... It was a Legend of Zelda mug. Then there was like a Joker and Harley window sticker. Then there was the Howl's Moving Castle art book. I think there was a few other things that I can't remember. But then it was Valentine's in 2017 when I got flowers. And so I got flowers in the mail sent to my office. I'm like, oh, it's like that, is it? So, so then I confronted you because I was so clueless that you liked me that way that it took you sending me flowers for me to twig. Oh. So then that same day that you said, when I confronted you, you said, I sent you flowers on Valentine's because no one as pretty as you should be alone on Valentine's Day. So then we started dating from that point, as much as, you know, in a long distance relationship you can date. It's not easy. But then, of course, there was BronyCon later that year, and you said we should meet. Because I was planning on going to the convention anyway. And we were both in the Brony fandom and stuff, and we knew mutual people in real life as well as online, so, you know, it wasn't like randomly meeting someone online or anything. It was kind of lots of different people had a part in us eventually meeting. So, I'm trying to tell the short version because if I started from the very beginning, it would take forever. But yeah, so I get the money together, I get some help from friends and family so that I'm able to go to America the first time. I was only in America for 5 days, and it was just for the convention, so I was only in America for 5 days, and I arrived 12 hours late because I missed my connecting flight. So I was supposed to arrive in America about 6. I didn't get there until 11. No, sorry. I was supposed to arrive at Baltimore, at 6. I didn't get there till 11 because I missed my connecting flight. So by the time I arrived, I was exhausted. You'd already gone to bed. You'd already taken your medication, so we couldn't meet that night, which I was really sad about. But I met up with Silverquill, and a whole bunch of the other analysts came down to meet me. So that was really cool. And then I couldn't sleep that night, and it was like 5 a.m. I was lying awake. I had a little bit of sleep, but yeah, not a lot, because I was on European time, so my sleep was just screwed up completely. So I saw that you were online, so I sent you a message going, hey, I know we were supposed to meet at like 6:30 or 7 or something. I can't remember the exact time, but I was like, are you awake now? Do you want to just meet for coffee now? And you're like, yeah. So you came from your hotel to mine, and we met in the foyer of the Hilton, and it was basically like rugby tackle hug and kisses. So yeah, we met for the first time in person in the Hilton in Baltimore at BronyCon. So then, long story short, 2019 BronyCon, the last convention. So we discussed it before that, you know, we should get married and stuff, and it meant a lot that Kik went through the effort to propose at the event that we first met at. But this is so bizarre, but it was in the TF. I wish Doc was here to hear this, but he's heard the story before, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Doc was one of the first Brony YouTubers that I watched, and I wasn't really in the fandom then, but I got into it because of his content and others. So bizarrely enough, the person that is now my favourite YouTuber, but also is responsible for me getting into the Brony fandom. I wouldn't have met, like, Sugar Dove and that, who eventually introduced me to you, yada yada yada, and then it just so happens that he was the one that orchestrated the proposal on that stage, and it's just so many coincidences led up to that. It was just ridiculous. So that's why when I said yes to you, I didn't say yes, I said all signs point to yes. So, because it was just like, what? So many coincidences, it's ridiculous. So yeah.
Best proposal ever.
Said that on stage too. Yeah. It was definitely planned, but the one thing I will say is long distance relationships are definitely not easy. No relationship is easy, but it's not something you get into lightly. Not just for your own safety and security, but also for your, you know, you need to know that you're both committed to make the effort to make it work. And we are both for sure making the effort. So, because I know so many people that get into long distance and then wonder why it didn't work. And I'm like, well, with any relationship, it has to be mutually beneficial, but also you have to know if it's going to work or not, and know that it is going to be hard, because there will be time differences. There will be times where you're not able to talk every day. I think sometimes, like, social media, like, we're able to talk to everyone all the time whenever we want. I think sometimes that's a bit too convenient. So, like, people meet online all the time, but they don't actually take the time to get to know each other before they meet in person. I think because we didn't meet in person for at least 1.5 years. Am I right in saying that? About 1.5 years, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it was a couple of months into us dating that we met in person, but we got to know each other before that first, which I think is really important. So, yeah. Obviously, like, all relationships are different. Some people, they just know the minute they meet and they move in, get married, you know, start a family right away, but others, they take their time. In our case, we have to take time because there's distance there. But yeah, it's a fun story. But anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, what do you guys think of Mike so far? I don't know, it's a little too similar to the reference image, but yeah. Kit, do you want to tell your version of the story?
Let's see. Somebody was asking an honest opinion on Monsters Inc.
Honest opinion's probably my second favorite Pixar franchise. My first being in The Incredibles. Because The Incredibles is my favorite Pixar movie, then it's Monster University. I know that's a weird film to have as one of your top favorites, but yeah, I just love that movie. I love it so much. I could not believe how much I loved that film when I first watched it. It's weird. Was not expecting that. Anyway.
Apparently Mike used to not have arms.
Yeah, there's deleted scenes on earlier designs of his character where he didn't have arms. I did mention that earlier in the stream as well. With him not having arms. There's also versions of him where he used to breathe fire. But back then they couldn't animate fire as well as they can now. They can animate explosions, but not characters breathing fire properly. Like, although there is a segment in the beginning of the film when a monster sneezes and there's fire appears, but if you watch it now, it's a very bad particle effect as a joke. So, to imagine having a character that's breathing fire all the way through and the effect just isn't all that convincing.
Yep.
Monster University versus Megamind, who wins?
Megamind.
See, I think Megamind is my favourite DreamWorks film. Monster U is my second favourite Pixar film. But picking between the two movies to watch, I would watch Megamind, but
Yep.
yeah. So I think I like Megamind more than Monster U, I guess, but I think it's yeah. Did you know that Boo was, again, Gen Z, we talked about that earlier in the stream, yeah. That she was 8. I think she was 6, then 8, then they changed it to 3, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that earlier in the stream. Okay, Mike. We've got some more shading to do. What?
I said, well, what's the difference? Presentation!
Yeah, I love that.
That's how you do it.
Yep. Yeah, David Lifebro, you've said that twice now. Yeah. I don't know if it's a conversation I want to go down, to be honest with you. So I'm not gonna go there.
Girls, you're both pretty. Can I go home now?
Yeah. Yeah, Roxanne was a pretty cool character. Well, we're not bringing that subject up because it's a monetized stream and I don't really want to profit off of talking about that. So there's certain things I won't talk about in a monetized live stream, and that's why. So I do not want to profit off of that, so anyway. Anywho, but it's also just to keep the mood of the stream light. Have you seen the Hidden City story reel of Monsters Inc? Hidden City story reel. I don't think I have.
Nope.
Oh. What's that?
Don't know.
There's comics and everything. I didn't know about these. Didn't know that there was comics and everything. Ah, no, don't want that. There we go. Fries up some eggs and offers them to everyone. How about you, Kik and Maddie? I don't really like fried eggs, so I'll say no. Thank you for the offer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Kik likes fried eggs either, do you?
I don't mind.
Really, yeah, you don't really eat an awful lot of fried food. Not that I've seen anyway.
Fried chicken.
Well, okay, apart from fried chicken. Well, I meant that I didn't really see you cook a lot of fried food.
Yeah, that requires cooking.
Well done. Smart arse.
Yes, I am.
Have you seen the show Mom? It's a show with Kristen Chenoweth makes a guest appearance. I haven't seen it. I think I've heard about it. Yeah, I'm a fan of Kristen Chenoweth, but I'm not going to watch everything she's in, especially if it's just a small part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like everything that Kristen Chenoweth is in. I miss my all-star breakfast at Waffle House. Never been to Waffle House.
They're okay.
Or is it like a Dairy Queen kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a breakfast house, pretty much.
Mm.
But it's a little diner.
Mm-hmm.
Like the truck diners that you see in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Okay. I remember on one of our road trips, we stopped at a Dairy Queen, and I'd never been at Dairy Queen before, and I was like, "What? Everything comes with ice cream. This is great. Love this."
Yes.
But I didn't get the ice cream anyway because I couldn't decide. I got so nervous, and I think the server was getting annoyed because I couldn't decide. So I just I'll just get number 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
So I couldn't decide what I wanted. So I just had a little bit of yours, I think.
Yeah.
I got so nervous because the way that the fast food places operate, it's a little bit different to how they do it here. So I got really nervous. Not to mention that if I spoke, sometimes they didn't understand what I was saying, or yeah.
Oh, you're not from around here. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, you're not from around here, are you?
Nope.
You-
Was it that obvious?
What gave it away?
What gave it away?
I'm just waiting for when I go over.
We actually have a lot of Americans and Canadians here because of the Royal Air Force bases and Army bases and stuff. And because we're right in the middle, like we're very near the Highlands, we do get quite a lot of Americans here. So.
We haven't heard Kick It.
Yeah, he got out of that by just saying, "We met online." Well, that's the short version of it, because telling the story of how we actually met, it takes a while, as you saw, and that was the short version of it. And I always worry if I'm telling a story that people will get bored, or...
Yep.
Yeah, so...
Sure.
Just saying, "Oh, we just met online," is just the easier way of doing it. As much as I love telling the story, it's difficult to explain it to people that aren't like part of a fandom or anything. So it's difficult to explain it. I need to get another drink soon.
So, okay. So, how did we meet? Well, I was playing a game called World of Tanks. And I started noticing people talking about MLP, MLP, MLP this, MLP this, Twilight Sparkle, da 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 da. And the chat so much during tank games. It started to get more and more and more and more often. And I was like, going, what is this MLP crap? What is this? So I looked it up. And I found out it was MLP, My Little Pony. I was like, okay, interesting. Whatever. You know, just whatever. Okay. So I went back to play my game. And more people were starting to talk about it. Talking. And just get on and on and on. Until one game, we're sitting there, we're in this slugfest, we're in this fight, and we're sitting there, and we're sitting there trying to figure, you know, like it's a close game. We're like, yeah, we're loving it. It's just like, okay, am I gonna die? Or like, going, okay, I'm gonna sneak up a little bit. It's just like going, you know, I like Twilight Sparkle. But it's like it's like half the team of both teams were in this dead serious moment of like going, oh, we gotta be stealthy and sweet. And then off in the hills, the other halves of our both teams were having a little pony meeting up on the hill. It was hilarious because everyone from both it's like we all stopped looked up on the hill and was like watching us going back and forth, us talking. And they had formed up a little circle. I'd simply asked, "Hey, Artie." They go, "Yeah." Our leader for our team goes, "Can you hit them?" "Yeah." "Hey, Artie, on the enemy side." "Yeah." "Can you hit our guys up on the hill?" "Sure." "Hit them."
He'll get to how we actually met eventually. This is relevant, trust me.
Every gun turned and shot them guys. Just obliterated them. Dead. So, but I was getting angry because Matt just started winding up doing this. This is like more MLP, more MLP, more MLP. This, that, and that. Like Twilight Sparkle, Piggy Pie, blah, 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 blah. I'm tired of these ponies. I'm gonna find out what's so great about it. So I watched an episode. Okay, that was kind of good, but still not convinced. Watched another episode. All right, that's kind of good, but I'm not convinced. Watch another episode. By the end of that day, I had to watch all the up to the current season, which
At the time would have been about what, season 4?
What? No, it was season 1.
What?
It was season 1.
Oh, okay.
And it was like the second to last episode. I was so mad. I was like, okay, I don't know. All right, fine. So I started looking up stuff on DeviantArt. This is actually how I found DeviantArt. Just through My Little Pony. Interesting. Looking at all these different things. I don't know how. Cool. Interesting. All this artwork. And I found some other links to other sites. Looking up stuff like Tumblr and whatnot. Blah, 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 blah. Found a guy that I liked his art style. Talked to him a little bit about this, that, and the other. And then I made a friend through him named James Quirk.
Who I mentioned earlier. Who I mentioned earlier.
And I started talking to him, and we became best of friends.
Yeah.
We started talking. And then I was sitting there looking up online about MLP, laughing my butt off, doing school and whatnot. And then noticed this one YouTuber talking about why I hate black and red and black OCs. Okay. Gave that a whirl. Not bad. Saw the why I hate alicorns. Okay. I enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. And then it's like, okay, I'm good now. Watch some other stuff here, this, that, and the other. And then, a couple months went by, and, James had told me, he's like, hey, kick it. One of my friends needs some help. They're an artist like me, and they need some help. And I'm like, oh, really? What they need help with? Well, the computer's kind of broke down, and we need help fixing it. Like, oh, y'all need money. It's like, yeah, we're doing commissions. So, okay. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll help out. Threw some money and this, that, and the other. Helped out, stayed in the stream with them. Did some talking here and there. Just, not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
Just chit-chatting. And then, like a couple weeks later, I was talking to him, and he's like, yeah, I'm in the stream with that person you helped out. It's like, really? It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Where's the stream at? It's on Picardo. I'm like, oh yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, back when I streamed on Picarto. Back when Picarto
Yeah.
was a site for artists.
Hopped on it. Looked up. First thing I hear, stupid sexy Sombra.
Stupid sexy Sombra. So the very first thing that Kik heard me say was stupid sexy Sombra.
Yep. I started laughing. I thought it was enjoyable. Talked to James and her through text a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Here and that. And then I had gotten an idea talking to James about, hey, have you ever done How to Train Your Dragon? Because you had went off on a rant about how to Train Your Dragon is more Scottish than Brave is.
Yeah.
I was like, have you ever done How to Train Your Dragon? He's like, no. I'm like, what if I were to commission you to do How to Train Your Dragon, but you have her characters they're going like pushing your dragon, you move Slade up onto this. Yeah, and I explained the thought process, and he's like, that's funny, but it's her character. I'm like, going, that's fine. We can talk to her about it. It's like, it's not like I haven't sent you the money yet. It's like, and I'm demanding it. I'm just saying this is an idea we can ask. I'm just trying to shoot it by you if you would think it, because one, it's your site, it's your character as well. So I'm kind of just shooting it out there to see how you think it. He goes, oh yeah, it's a good idea. Good idea. Look, okay, we'll ask her. We'll ask her. So next Friday, we're sitting there talking. Then I'm like, poke James, and I'm like going, hey, I'm gonna ask her, I poked you and said, I got an idea for a commission for James, but it's still Maddie. And I had screwed up trying to tell her what it was. And I was like, oof, okay. Crap. Maybe I should work on my English here. I guess I'm not speaking English or something correctly or typing it correctly. So James actually had asked you if I could come on and tell you about it, so it'd be easier. And you said yeah. So he invites me on, and I sit there and explain the idea. Offline, like the stream had been over, and we were offline, so we just sit there and chit chat.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and I had explained it, and you liked it. You thought it was funny, and I go, well, there's a second one. There's a second movie. So what we could do is for the second movie is where Mary Sue and all of them are in it. It's like, oh, that'd be funny, but we'll get to that later. So he did the picture. I think it was 2 months later, he got around to my commission doing that picture, and y'all had fun during that stream. And y'all actually invited me for that stream. I was making you laugh, giggle.
Yeah.
But we were having fun. And then after that stream had shut down, I was like, here's the second idea for it. It's like having like Mary Sue in a toothless onesie as Maddie's riding on her back. She's scared that she's gonna fall and this, that, and the other. In movie making fun of her and whatnot. And it's just like we laughed at that, thought it was a good idea. So I commissioned him again for it. And I did commission him for the third one, but it's just whatever. But it was still funny. So, but after that, we started talking more and more, a little bit more, a little bit more. We found out that we knew some other people that we had in common, Deanne and not Deanne.
Sugar Dove.
Sugar Dove. we knew some other people, and my brain just completely lost its train of thought, like going, wait, it wasn't that person, it was another person. Anyhow, um, so we had known other people in it, and then slowly but surely we started talking more and more and more. And then I wound up talking to one of her friends, and she gave me some information about her mailing address, and then I started sending you gifts.
Yeah, you did.
Yep. I just still think it's funny that, you know, we're sitting there. About last time she was over, like, my brother dropped.
Oh, there were
You know.
so many times that your brother or
Someone in the family.
or your mom, you know, said something, and I didn't really twig, but then we'd talked about, you know, getting engaged and stuff, and I asked you, like, because I knew that he was going to propose, that we had a conversation about it, lots of conversations about it. So I asked him, so would it be, I knew it was going to happen when I was over, obviously, but I was like, so is it going to be in Baltimore or after? And you said, oh, after, because, you know, BronyCon, you'll be busy vending and doing panels and hanging out with friends, so, you know, you'll be really busy, so it'll be after that. Unknown to me, you were scheming, and I think it was when we either went for lunch or breakfast or something with your brother, and then it was either there or when we got back or when we were leaving or something, and he accidentally dropped, like, well, you'll be part of the family soon, so I'm sure I'll see you again, or something like that.
Yeah,
that
was
part,
when
that
we had
I
just
didn't,
got
yeah,
back.
but I didn't twig that the proposal would be happening at Baltimore, because you told me it wouldn't, so I was like, okay, that's fine. So
Yeah,
I had
he-
no
the
clue.
fact that
And the
he-
funny thing is that you got in touch with Blissy, Lightning Bliss, who was one of my roommates at the con, because we didn't share a room because we didn't know you were going to be there, so I made other arrangements. So by the time you knew you were able to come, you had to get a different room, because I'd already planned that I was staying with them. And I couldn't really back out of that, because obviously paying for my part of the room helps to pay for their share as well, so anyway. But also, like, out of all of my friends, I think, apart from maybe Meg, you know, like, all of it, you know Bliss better, that out of all of the analysis crew. So you spoke to her, who then put you in touch with Firebrand, then with Doc, because you wanted to do the proposal at the panel, and to do that, obviously you needed their permission. You weren't going to, like, drop it, like, do it suddenly and then ruin all of their preparations for it, so you used your brain, so which I really liked. But yeah, so long story short, like, all of the people at the con, most of the analysis crew, and by the way, I had been hanging out with these people since the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so they must have been, Blissy especially, must have been going through torture, trying her best not to let it slip.
Yeah.
But Doc, being Doc, total poker face, had no idea.
Nope.
Nope. You want to keep a secret, you tell Doc. Anyway. God, I hope he's not listening. Oh god. But yeah, it was really, like, it was nice. It was a very difficult convention. The Friday before the Saturday, which is when the proposal happened, was a very stressful, upsetting day. And I remember at one point at the end of that day, as we were ending the vending, and I was just like, this is one of the hardest days. And I remember in passing that Doc said, well, maybe tomorrow will be a better day. I'm like, secretly, like, total super villain that he is, probably like rubbing his hands together like oh jeez. Anyway, that whole time we were scheming and I had no idea.
I just love the fact that it was like going. It was like a kind of a last minute thing for me. It was just like going, "Hey, I think we'll make this work."
But you gave them like a couple of days before we were leaving for the con. It wasn't like you dropped it on them on the day or anything. Yeah. So you gave them a couple of days to kind of change things around in the panel, which was really good of them to do that, because they would have been prepping a lot of stuff for that panel. So
it was just like, well, I could ask them. The worst I could say is no, and it's just like there have been proposal after proposal after proposal after proposal at these things, and it's just like I was like making a gamble on saying it's the last one. You're one of their good friends, on everybody there. It's just like I'm pretty sure they would say yes.
Yeah. And I remember Cespio, after the proposal happened, he's like, I just want to take a moment to say I am not sorry for starting a trend.
Yes.
Because he proposed to
Kitty.
Midnight.
Midnight, yep.
Yeah. In 2018? I think?
Yes!
Yes. Would have been 2018. Alright. And then it wasn't at PonyCon, it was at another convention, I can't remember the name of it, that Firebrand proposed to Arima. And that was in a TF2 panel. No, it wasn't. It wasn't in a TF2 panel. It was in I believe it was in a voice acting panel that Dusty Cat was hosting. I think.
I'm not sure.
And I think
I saw it.
Josh and Doc were in the panel as well, I think. But
it's been a while for me. Like, I've seen the video, I just can't remember it.
Yeah,
like, today's just been one of those days.
We're giving her a plushie.
Yeah.
I remember that because Josh was like, I've got a present for you, but I forgot it. And excuse me. It's a video online somewhere. Yeah. Ow! Jeez. Sorry, I kicked my desk. But the cool thing about the proposal was that it was recorded, so I was able to show family when I got home.
Yep.
So that was really good, and you know, because not all of my family are on social media, but also because the proposal was so public, we had to make sure that they didn't find out through the wrong means, like if someone posted it online, which some people did post it online, and we had to tell them, can you please take it down, because we haven't actually told family yet, so you know, and we didn't want to make an official post until we were sure that the family knew. So we had to basically, that's why we missed most of the signing session after the panel, because I had to make a few calls home, and because there's a 5-hour difference, I had to make sure I told them then. I couldn't wait, because if I waited then they would all be asleep. So yeah, we had a few hiccups with calling home, but yeah.
Yep.
They were we won't go into that, but yeah, just it was good that we were able to get them when we did, and yeah, they were delighted, absolutely delighted.
Yes.
So that was good.
Yes, they were.
Able to do a video chat with them. Meanwhile, my phone is buzzing, telling me, "Get back downstairs! They want you at the signing." I'm like, but family though.
Yeah, I just remember
That
a
was
couple,
funny.
of people were like going, take care of family first.
Oh yeah, it was midnight, and Sweetie were telling me because I was like, but they need me over there, but I want to call, but I need to phone it, but I need to go over there for the signing, and they're like, family's more important than a signing session. Go, knowing that it would take us at least 20 minutes to get to the hotel room. So that we had privacy to make the calls in the first place. We couldn't just go somewhere in the convention center, do the call in front of everybody.
Yep. Because, you know, you don't know if anybody's going to walk and go, hi.
Yeah. But anyway. Yeah. It's a fun story. Mike's cheek is he's a little bit misshapen, unbalanced, but oh well. I'm trying to make it so that Sully looks like he's smiling, but I'm having trouble getting it to look right.
Yeah, today's just a bad day for me to remember anything because I've been stumbling, calling people by the wrong names today. It's just like,
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I got a red memory today.
Your memory's better than mine. With a lot of things.
I forgot to work out today.
How dare you?
I can do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll work out. It's fine.
There we go. Should probably make the brush smaller, but it's just getting the little details here. Now he just looks stoned. He's like, I've seen things, man. Like, oh my god, I've seen stuff. Yep.
Oh my lord. Yep. Oh.
I've seen stuff.
Oh. What?
No, it's just the chatter saying, scared of telling their friends and family about being a brony and stuff. And I'm like, people already think I'm weird, so what's another thing? So I didn't really think anything of it. I'm just like, hey, have you seen the new pony show? They're like, you watch ponies? I'm like, yeah, it's a good show. I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't care. I don't know who Tommy Chong is. Who's that? I don't know. I live a very
Cheech and Chong.
I live a very sheltered life.
Cheech and Chong.
Tommy Chong.
Yeah, Cheech and Chong.
What?
Cheech and Chong were two, like, I don't want to say they were Hispanic, 'cause that might be wrong, but they're two comedians, and they yeah, they're known for playing stoners in comedies, and that's one of their movies, Cheech and Chong.
It must be a
Actually,
very
he was
American thing, because I've never heard of it.
It kind of is. He
That'd be
was. Yeah, he was the nudist mule in Zootopia, and Cheech was also one of the hyenas in The Lion King.
Okay.
He was the one that spoke. Because Whoopi Goldberg wasn't actually not supposed to be in it. It was actually they were trying to get Tommy to be the one that Whoopi played, but they couldn't, so they got Whoopi Goldberg to play it.
Okay, I can't get the eyes to look right, so I've just gone with this. I love most cartoons. I thought he was a yak. I don't think he was a mule. I think he was a yak. Anyway, I love most cartoons, even the bad ones, so mine don't really care about the specifics. I'm 31. I don't need to care about what people say anymore. I pay rent. Yeah, quite right. If it makes you happy, you enjoy it, you like it, who cares what other people think? As long as you're not hurting anybody else, who cares? I really don't like Sully's face. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it just doesn't look like Sully to me. I think his eyes are too far apart. I think that's what's wrong. I think his eyes are actually more here.
Where's the riff?
I've got it on my other monitor. Nah, I don't want a cross-eyed either. Looks okay once I get rid of the eyes behind. It'll look okay.
If you can make the pupils directly in the center, would that work?
That might make him look demonic, but I can try. For want of a better word.
Because
Like-
that would make him look like he's trying to scare the viewer instead of like scaring what's above him or something like that.
See, it just looks weird to me.
Yeah, Shinzi.
Ah, lordy. Oh.
Yeah, he was a yak, not a mule. Yep, that works a little bit better. Because Mike's looking at the viewer as well. Oh yeah, that definitely works better.
Okay. Let's round off this mouth a little bit. It's too pointy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him do a Godzilla movie. It would be interesting.
That's better. He's got really bushy eyebrows too. Yeah, I know. We're still working on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite difficult to draw a 3D character in 2D. So, trying to get it to look, trying to translate the 3D into 2D is quite problematic.
Do you watch the Winx Club? Winx
No.
Club. I have no idea what that is.
It's a cartoon about magical girls, but they all have the same body type. Like really ridiculously skinny, like stick insect level of thing.
Is it like Bratz type?
It's kind of like Bratz, yeah. But there's like 2 different versions of it, and I remember watching it and I could not get into it. I just found the characters too similar. They were just basically the same kind of character design, but they weren't even Barbie thin. They were thinner than Barbie. They were like stick insects, I swear. But
and people
Yeah,
were complaining about the old She-Ra cartoons, and
I
I'm like,
know.
well, okay, the old
Well,
She-Ra
first of all, the old
cartoons,
She-Ra cartoons, that She-Ra was like, it was still like a stereotypical, unrealistic design of a female character, but at least she had curves, whereas these Winx characters, they just, it was like
she had muscle.
she had muscle, yeah, whereas the
Yeah.
Winx characters, they were just, there was nothing to them.
Yeah, like She-Ra, I like the old She-Ra because she actually had defined muscles. Like if she punched somebody, they were gonna say they'd be lucky to say ouch because they might not be nothing left of them. Like her and He-Man both, like He-Man had huge muscles and stuff, but She-Ra was buff.
She was.
In that one, like She-Ra could wreck a person, and that's something I liked because it was like, I mean, like, I don't think the bodies were that impractical. I mean, it was more along the lines of her and her friends were the exact same body type.
Yeah, they were all the same
Just-
body type, all of them.
But then
But
again,
that, I think
mean,
that was also just because they had to try to save money with the animation, so they were using the same kind of design for each female character. I mean, they did that for the males as well, for the most part. Like, most of them were the same body type. They were all athletic types, because for a while the only kind of like reference for drawing humans was the athletic body type. But that's changed now, but it was all...
But, I mean, the females was an athletic body type as well.
That's
I mean,
what I'm
it's
saying.
just...
Yeah.
I mean, like some people do call it unrealistic, and I'm like going, well, no, if you are
Well, there
in
are
shape,
women with that body shape, but
yeah.
the problem that it was that they gave all the women the same body shape.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was just more of, I think it was more of a health kick they were trying to do at the time, which is understandable, but they could have done it a little bit better. But still, I mean, it was still like She-Ra back then could do some damage, and like she had actually a deadlier villain than He-Man, because everybody thought Skeletor was the dangerous one, and actually no, Skeletor.
Hordak, I found, was a far better villain, but
Hordak in the old ones was actually over Skeletor, and he was a much more dangerous villain, and She-Ra fought him more often than He-Man did. So yeah, I mean, props to her for standing up to him. And there was a 2000 version. It was like kind of like anime type, like serious cartoon, like real action packed He-Man series. And if they had made the numbers on the last season that they had, they were actually gonna introduce She-Ra because they were setting it up. And it's just like people were like going, oh, they're gonna make her a weak damsel, this, that, and the other, and like going, no, she was buff. She had muscles. She would wreck Skeletor. I was like wanting, like when I found out that, I was mad, and I found out like this about 4 years ago. Like, no, they had planned on making She-Ra, and I was like, wait, what? They were gonna make She-Ra in this anime? I'd watch the heck out of that.
Yeah. Hey, save your work, kids.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saving. Shh. Don't tell them.
Mm-hmm. She hasn't been saving.
I have still been saving. How dare you?
Lies and slander.
Slanders and lies! That face is still terrible, but...
No, I don't see it.
It's the first time I'm drawing Sully, so I mean it's not great, but it's not.
You gotta save on them animation cells. Yeah, animation cells. God. I mean, it's dated, but at the same time, at that time period, cartoons were meant to sell toys. So you gotta understand the animation wasn't that great, and
They
your
were more
storylines were
like
cartoons weren't that
radio kind of shows, really, with the characters with very simple, basic poses.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now, yes, shows are about selling toys, but it's more like instead of the cartoons basically being glorified advertisements for toys, it became more that instead of the show being the byproduct of a toy line, it became that the toy line was the byproduct of a show, and that was a completely new concept when that started in the 80s. It was just crazy. Scooby-Doo was in the 70s, not the 60s, but yeah. You can make a show be in like cheap animation, but cheap animation doesn't necessarily mean bad animation. If you've got really good character designs, like a show like Scooby-Doo, for instance, which the character designs are excellent, each character stands out, each character silhouette stands out. Scooby-Doo moves like a real dog would.
Yep.
You know, but then it's still simple and cheap, but it's not bad quality. In regards to today, the sophistication of the show is very lackluster, but looking at shows that were around then and comparing that to Scooby-Doo is just so much better quality.
Scooby-Doo still holds. Even the old Scooby-Doo still holds to the test of time today.
Yeah.
The old Hanna-Barbera cartoons do.
You can still watch a episode or even a feature-length episode of Scooby-Doo today and still find it entertaining because it had good voice acting, good writing. It was funny. It was memorable. It didn't take itself seriously. You know, I remember I watched the Scooby-Doo special with, well, there's two actually, but with Batman and Robin. And I still find them so funny and entertaining. Like, not laugh out loud, slap your knee laugh or anything, but, you know, they still hold up.
I can't remember which one it was where Fred was making up the plan. They were going over the plan, and it's like they were going to split up, and like Fred goes, "Okay, gang, let's split up." And Scooby-Doo and Shaggy had just started walking off.
Yeah.
And they go, "Hey, wait, guys, what?" It's like, we know, you and the girls go that way. Me and Scoob will go this way. It's just like, oof.
I mean, it had a formula, but it was aware of the formula and how ridiculous it was. A show that doesn't take itself too seriously is a show that's going to last to me. Like, not to the point where it's like making meta jokes all the time, but being aware of itself is good. I'm looking at his hand, and I'm like, one hand is bigger than the other, so I need to fix that. So, give me a sec.
And then you had a pup named Scooby-Doo.
Which was a really good show, really funny. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go for a quick bathroom break. Be right back. Firebrand. Firebrand is streaming right now. Anyway.
Yep.
Be right back.
Mm.
What's new Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. I think are the best Scooby-Doo shows of the 21st century. I've never seen Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. I've seen What's New Scooby-Doo, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Scooby-Doo was one of those ones that is just like, it remained goofy, spontaneous, and like it was good, like family wholesome fun comedy.
Yeah.
Until it got to Zombie Island. Zombie Island and the live action movie. Yeah, and the live action
Still
movie
haven't
as
seen
well.
that yet. Zombie Island.
They made the monsters real, and it was just like, oof.
Mm.
And Scooby-Doo actually took a little bit of a darker turn with that, but it was good. And I love Zombie Island. And there is a sequel to that now, Return to Zombie Island. But I do not think it was aired, so yeah.
Oh, is it just straight to DVD or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when the zombies show up and they're trying to pull off the mask, and it's like going, it's gotta be rubber, it's gotta be really glued on there. That thing gets this guy, and he rips the head off, and it's actually a zombie, and they start panicking, and then the music kicks in, and it's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Oh my! They did it right. Zombie Island.
I've seen clips of it. I know what happens, but yeah, I just haven't seen it for myself.
What, Scooby-Doo in the live action?
Zombie Island. I've seen the live action films.
Oh, you've seen the live action films?
Yes.
I think that's what they were talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, at the end of the live action movie. Yeah, the twist at the end of.
Oh, that. Yeah, the twist at. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I have to admit that was a pretty good twist. I did not see that coming. And then yeah, like it got pretty metal right there. But yeah, terror time again. Yeah, as soon as that thing started ripping up, me and my brother were like going, "This is different, but we like."
Oh, that's my reference picture. Where'd it go?
It's terror time again, and you just might die. And then they started like getting the other ones and like other things involved, and it's like going, "Ugh, this is awesome. This is great." You know, blah 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 blah. And it's just like, "Yeah, we like it," and then it's like, "Oh, hey, we're gonna introduce you know, like WWE, like wrestlers and stuff like that," and it's like, oh no.
Like, no, why
Why are you doing this?
Because Hanna-Barbera have always done that. It's not a new
Like,
thing. They've always done that. Had crossovers with other properties. They've always done that. If anything, they were the first ones to do crossovers in animation.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine when they did it originally because it was like it was good, but
But now it's like
they were doing it with like why are you doing
Sully? There you go. There's the color. All right. I'm gonna put. Why did I hide Mike? There we go. Hi, Mike. How are you, Mike? Looking good, Mike. I'm gonna keep you over there, but we're gonna have you covered up with the layers because Pixar
I just looked up like terror time again, and there's like 5 things of MOP on it. I was just like, yeah. There's like 5 things of like it's YouTube like PMVs, like only music videos,
right.
and 2 of them are the cupcake episode where they eat the rainbow cupcakes and doing like everybody's becoming zombies or whatnot. It's just like
yeah, I made a review video for that episode. I remember.
Yep.
Back in the day.
Yep.
Oops. Oh, I've got Terror Time in my head now, and I don't even know the song. Just I know bits of it, but I don't know it properly. I only know it because I've seen the music video for it, but not the actual. I haven't seen it in context. Trying to be quiet because it's 1:20. Yeah. And folks have gone to bed, so I'm like, ooh, okay, be quiet.
okay.
No, we can still talk, just can't be loud.
Yeah.
You can be as loud as you want, they can't hear you, silly.
Yep.
You can be as loud as you want. What? Oh, careful, the live stream might be cancelled because of singing a copyright song. To this day, I still don't know why that live stream was taken down. Still have no idea.
No, they won't ever tell you either.
Nope, because it's YouTube. Narwhals, narwhals swimming in the ocean.
That's probably one of them, though.
No, I was singing the Inspector Gadget song. I think it was that. It's actually probably because I was advertising a charity. They don't like it when you do that.
Yep.
Which is really dumb. They don't like it when you raise money for charity.
Maybe.
Oh well, never mind. I thought it was supposed to be PG-13. What do you mean?
What's up?
When someone said, I thought it was supposed to be PG-13. I don't know. What? What do you mean? Did we say something?
Oh, the live action was originally supposed to be rated R.
Oh.
Wasn't sure how to promote it, so they changed it to a children's movie. Jabberjaw also got around too. Yeah, you're right. Actually, it does have Nightmare Moon and Luna in it, but no, it's the Halloween it's parts of the Halloween special, and also the parts where they were in the forest when Pinky was laughing at the trees.
Oh, that in the pilot.
Yeah.
Smile at the Ghosty, I think it's called. Yeah.
No. Yeah, you
I
do.
think that was one of the my favorite lines when I first started watching MLP, was like when Pinky started singing, and I was like, oh god, she's not. And then Twilight said, tell me she's not. And I was like, yeah, okay, I like this show because it takes us cynics into account. And when shows do that, you know they know their audience. So I'm always drawn to the cynical characters in shows. Always. So here's an argument. Are Sully's
What?
spots purple or pink?
Purple.
Yeah, I think they're purple, but some people say they're pink. I'm like, no, they're purple. They're like lilac.
Uh-huh.
Hmm?
I'm looking at the ref. The lines underneath the jaw are underneath the eyes that are moved up because the flesh is being moved up due to him opening up his mouth.
Or translating a 3D image into 2D is pretty problematic. I know I've drawn his eyes way too small.
Yeah.
And the way that I've drawn the cheekbone lines up,
Yeah.
they shouldn't be there, but I've drawn them in, but they'll be... I'll probably get rid of them. Hang on, let's see.
Yeah, see about...
Like these lines here. Under...
Either remove them, or maybe you can move them down a little bit and off to the side.
No, I've just taken them out. 'Cause I think if I give a little bit of a line here... Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Yeah, it's taking a while to catch up.
It's quite a bit behind. Neon purple. It's definitely not neon purple, but yeah. I love my fiance. I love my fiance. I don't want to murder my fiance. I love my fiance. I love my fiance.
Why?
Huh? No, they're just reading the chat.
Oh.
It was from one of the highlight videos.
Yep.
Maybe make his eyes bigger. Yeah. Okay.
That was done back in 2011. Interesting.
What was?
That video that of Terror Time. I was like, interesting.
Eyes are just annoying me, but no, what are you doing? There, okay. You're getting chocolate cake? I want some chocolate cake. It's a good idea to have chocolate cake at 1:30 at night. Probably not. I haven't watched too many new cartoons since Tuca and Bertie. Are you watching any at the moment? Ooh, I finished watching F is for Family. Still need to watch the second season of Kipo, but it's already been spoiled for me, so yay. Thank you, Twitter. Obviously I finished She-Ra a couple of weeks ago as well. Finished watching the new Mickey Mouse shorts. Want to watch, I know that Pony Life is supposed to be released tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow? Oh, I can't remember. So I'll probably check that out when it's released. Let's see what else. What else? What else have I been watching? I've been rewatching a lot of stuff. Rewatching a lot of old cartoons. I've rewatched Snow White this week 3 times. What? Loud sigh.
I thought I found a thing with this guy, like the actual band singing in it, and it's
in what?
not. It's they playing the music over another band that's making it look like they're singing it, but this guy is not moving his mouth like he should to be to hitting these notes, like.
They're miming it.
Kinda, yeah.
Right.
Either that or this guy has, well, he says he edited the video, so it's like, yeah, you're a piece of work.
I don't understand the context, but okay.
It's
It's not lip syncing. No, it's when a band is supposed to be playing a song live, might it be on a TV show or something, but they're just miming it. They're miming to a backing track. Lip syncing is when you're trying to sync up speech or music for a TV show. That's a little bit different. But when a band is miming, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, his mouth isn't really moving either.
Lip syncing is more of an animation term.
Lip syncing would then be like moving their mouth, trying to match up to the words.
Yeah.
This guy's not even trying.
No.
So it's just sad.
Sully, what am I gonna do with you? It's the first time I've drawn him. He's a difficult character to draw. I'm trying my best. I need encouragement.
You're doing good.
Oh, thank you. Mwah.
Now, somebody's like put like the sirens from MLP, the 3 sirens, and it was like terror time again. I'm like, yes.
He has blue eyes, I can tell that. So Now I have to get the vacuum out. Effort is hard. Yeah.
Oh yeah, talking about reboots and stuff. They did do it. They did do Jim and the Holograms. Apparently, that did not do well at all.
No.
I'm just like, okay, if you want to make money, you stick with the source materials. Because if you try to modernize stuff, you're gonna get a little bit of backlash, especially against the people that like your true fans and stuff.
I think
I'd love to see
get
them.
a franchise to. It needs to be able to move with the times and stay relevant. But if they're moving with the times and losing sight, like become unrecognizable, like say the Rainbow Bright reboot, that was unrecognizable.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, you're not missing much. It was terrible. Basically,
Yeah.
they made it like Rainbow Bright herself was like a stereotypical Valley Girl type, like using very modern, like saying totally and all that kind of language. And
She was never
like,
that
and she was never like that. And you know,
She was was it Stormy in that one movie where she was challenging Winter or whatever it was, Stormy I think her name was. It was like the one
where's
over
Pussy when you need
Winter.
her? She's an expert on this stuff.
Yeah, it was the movie though, and it was like she challenged her to a race and she won. It's like, you know, that's the thing that irritated me, like going, girl cartoons were all about like flowers and this. Like, no, there were some girl cartoons out there that had some nitty gritty stuff, like My Little Pony. Okay, its first episode, its first quote unquote episode that turned into a movie. Well, it was a two part episode that became a movie. Was Midnight Castle, which is where Tyrek was was demanding Scorpion to bring him 4 ponies, or he was gonna kill Spike. Now, me as a kid was screaming, "Yes, kill him!" because he had an annoying voice. But that was pretty gritty, and this was for a how modern people take on it as a girls' cartoon, when really Bonnie and Zachary sit there and said it was meant for children. It was meant for, you know, both sexes, because both people like ponies. And, you know, they had like, some of them were nitty gritty. Like they the girls could get up and show up with the boys. I forgot what they called the boy ponies in the original show, but they actually had it to where they would race around the world or something, and they would come back like once a year or something. And it's like, one instance they got in trouble, and the guys actually came in and saved the girls, but it was just like Slugger, like the dumb one, just hauls off and it's like, no, she's in trouble, and he wouldn't stop. It's like, but yeah, these get like those girl ponies, like it wasn't like, oh, you know, they're like friendship and loving and that. No, it wasn't. It was like there was things that were out there that could kill you, that would harm you, that would enslave you. Like that episode had it to where the ponies were working themselves to old age and death if it had continued. And that tells you like how dark it could get. And like yeah, it's just like, Rainbow Bright, no. Like, I really want them to do a Jabberjaw one. I think it could work. Uh, and maybe some of the old cartoons, like Hong Kong Fu, would be a funny one.
Yeah. I don't know if it would be politically correct these days to do that, but yeah.
Oh my god, it's like, I think it's a black guy that voiced him.
Mm.
And like, I mean, it was a black stereotype, but I mean, he kicked the crap out. I thought he was awesome. He's one of my favorites. I mean, like, but it's a negative stereotype. Like, he's got me to respect a lot of those cultures because of it. It's like, whatever. But Hong Kong food was good. Well, to me, it was good. But yeah. Number one super guy. Yep. Like, you had Jabberjaw, you had Josie and the Pussycats. I remember where
that was a weird
I
show.
remember where Cartoon Network used to do these short, like, skits. They're anime skits, no, cartoon skits. And they had like Wally Gator or like, Adam Ant. That'd be another one that they could do, especially now. I would actually love to watch that. I'd watch Adam Ant. I would. They did do a Mr. Peabody and
they did do a Mr. Peabody and Sherman movie, yeah.
Yeah.
It was terrible, but they did it.
I didn't get to see it, so
yeah, you're not missing much. It was bad.
Yeah. They did a Rocky and Bullwinkle one. That was actually kind of good. I liked it.
Don't think I've seen it.
I liked it, but it was just like some of these songs, and then they did Josie and the Pussycats. They did it from where they had started off with the music, and then they went through the time. So they went through music through the time, and it was good because they did Kiss. I was like, yes, that's awesome.
I remember that. That was cool.
They did country. They did like rock. They did techno. They did It's like, it was good. It was really good. And then Boomerang. Yeah, funny thing about Boomerang is they're showing stuff that when I was a kid, was watching, like Johnny Quest and stuff. I was like,
oh, Johnny Quest is getting a remake, a reboot.
Again?
Yes.
Like, they had the old one, and then they had the one in the 2000, which was pretty awesome. And that one was like, it kept to the series. It's like, there was some, like, freaky stuff on that one. Like ghosts and aliens and that stuff. It was like pretty freaky. And then it's just like, yeah, they kept to it. But it's just like, But if Johnny Quest gets a reboot, I hope they keep with the source material.
I don't know when it's coming out. I only know about it because Dusty Cat mentioned it.
Haji might be an issue. I don't know why Haji would be an issue,
why
though.
Why are you whispering? I'm the one that has to be quiet. They can't, my parents can't hear you, so.
Yeah.
Is it because I'm being quiet, so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just like, some of these guys were like, it aggravates the crap out of me. It's like, they need to understand how to do reboots. Or, better yet, remaster. Okay? Like, video games nowadays that are remastering. Okay? That we are going to remaster our game. What you did was you made the graphics worse. You added in stuff that wasn't originally into it. You didn't update the models. You didn't do nothing right. You know, Age of Kings. They did it right because they actually updated the models. They updated the maps and stuff. They made it look good, and it does. It looks good. It looks like it was made there. You know, it wasn't made that long ago. It's like it still shows its time it's a little bit of timepiece, but it's still good. But it's just like, oh Lord, like some of these things, like I was on the site, they were showing like system server or something like that. It's like an old game, but they're like, we remastered it, and I was like going, okay. But I was looking at it, and it was like, yeah, it looks like they updated the graphics on it, they updated the soundtrack, but that's about it. I mean, other than that, they get a lot of the same things. Command and Conquer just did the same thing. They just redid the Command and Conquer series and the Red Alert series, and I was like, yeah, that's how you do it. You update the models, you make them look nicer, you make the pot, you know, you make them look good, you reskin them, so there's more polygons, it looks better, this, that, and the other, you know, and you can add in like a little bit of different functions like multiplayer or some other stuff like that, but don't add in some pay to win stuff. Don't add in like real money microtransactions. That annoys me. That makes me not want to play the game. They did that with Diablo 3, and I mean, I played it for like 20 hours, and then I got mad. And it was funny because my friends were power leveling me, and I'm like, yeah, we're getting good. It's like going, I just don't want to play this game. Why not? Because I keep getting notified about all this stuff being sold, and I don't care for it. So it was just like, yeah, games like that kills my mood, because it's just like, I don't want pay to win. I don't want any of this stuff. I want to have a good time. It's like, I remember when Frogger got a remake. That was a good one. They made the things a lot more complicated too.
I'm gonna grab a drink real quick.
Okay.
And I'll be right back.
Into...
I probably need to end the stream soon anyway, but
yeah.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't draw Maddie and Mary as monsters, we just drew Mike and Sully, but never mind.
Oh,
it
my
took me
Lord.
that long to actually draw these two characters. I didn't think it would take me that long, but because I've never drawn them before, it's kind of difficult, but I think I did an okay job. Alright,
Okay,
gonna grab a drink.
That's on that ring. Okay. Just saw the Sailor Moon challenge, and somebody put Nicolas Cage's face over her face. That's terrifying.
I'm back.
Yeah.
does everyone think of the drawings then? Please tell me. Talk to me. Let me know what you think. Now would be a crush for girls. War is sunset shimmers. What? I don't understand this sentence. What is sunset shimmers? I don't. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what you typed and I can't figure it out. It's a happy drawing. Let that be our little secret. I think Mike's his right cheek is a bit too bulbous. It's not quite balanced right. I mean, there are lots of problems in the drawing that I can see, but it's not a finished, polished piece or anything. It's just quick. I say quick, but you know, we've been drawing for almost 3 hours.
Yep.
But then we've been talking a lot too, so yeah.
Yep.
I can see that Sully's hands, his left hand, the fingers aren't quite right. Dr. Phantasmo, thank you for your donation of £5. I hope everything's going well for you guys. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
You sound tired too.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'll try to call my disability group again.
Yeah, we can talk about that when we're not streaming, honey. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Is it Chewy? I'm still here, just kind of all over the place. I know, you've had a day. Air hugs for you.
Yep. Just take it easy. It's all
Mad,
right.
being a Brit, did you ever watch FR07? No one's seen the bloody thing. That's the one about the Anthro frog, right? He's an agent, and there's like, I can't say the word over a stream, but there is, I'll say, soldier snake. Yeah, I've seen that. It's terrible. Good lord. Oh, it's an animated movie that's, it's like an acid trip. It's so bad. I think, I saw it because of, I think it was either Fearless or,
Oh yeah,
someone
I'm in
that
that.
reviewed it. Yeah. It was basically a Gary Stu frog that just wasn't afraid of anything. But
Yeah.
it's like, don't you get afraid? And he's like, no. Like, really? It just
Freddy the Frog.
yeah. It's like this I think he was French and he was a secret agent or something, and it was such a bizarre, strange, surreal thing. Yeah. This isn't the first time that film has been brought up in my server, or it was brought up in the Discord chat as well. Yeah.
He was a prince that was turned into a frog.
Yeah. Oh, if we have 2 Twilight Sparkles, why not 2 Sunset Shimmers? That's a good point.
And they have the Loch Ness Monster in there.
yeah, the Loch Ness monster was there, but she technically wasn't the Loch Ness monster because she wasn't in the Loch Ness.
No.
You think about it. So she was just a random arthropod, really.
Yes.
She was cute, but she wasn't the Loch Ness monster because she wasn't in the nest. And the whole reason why she's called the Loch Ness monster is because she's stranded in the Loch Ness. So I think that's funny. But anyway,
It's okay. I like the movie.
I need
Of
to
course,
watch it again. I didn't like it, but maybe if I watch it again now with a more analytical eye, I might enjoy it more for what it is.
Well, I watched it as a kid. That's why.
Ah.
So, yeah. Ben Kingsley was Freddy's voice.
Okay.
Hmm.
I wonder if I can track down the movie and watch it somewhere.
There we go. That's a good one.
And the same with Sombra. Why don't we have two Sombras? Okay. I grew up with it, but the movie is weird, no deny. Yeah, it is a very weird movie. But I think you remember weird, you know? So it's...
Yep.
You do remember it. But you remember it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I just found another gold one I love because I used to watch it as a kid.
Yeah?
Felix the Cat.
Yeah, the Felix
The
the Cat
movie.
movie with the
Yeah.
princess who just abolished her military and stuff because just like, yeah, we don't need an army to protect the kingdom, and then what happens? Their kingdom gets invaded. Like, oh no.
I think it was her own uncle.
I thought it was her that did it herself, and then her uncle was trying to convince her to bring it back.
No, I think it was her uncle that did the invading.
Oh, he did. Oh, right. Okay. Right.
Yeah, it's just like there's like a bit of a twist, but he was like the
I remember the Pippi Longstocking. I don't know what that is.
Pippi Longstocking.
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it.
The Last Unicorn.
Yeah, you bought me that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, Felix the Cat was
It's
a
funny
jerk.
because you sent me the Last Unicorn on Blu-ray because I mentioned to you, because during one of our first calls when we started dating, I was sorting out my DVD collection, and I said, oh, I don't have the Last Unicorn. And then like 2 or 3, was it a couple of months later, I got the Blu-ray, and it was Region 2, but it was the German version, so the menu was in German, and you're like, oh no. It's like, no, but I can still watch it in English. It's fine. It's just that the menu is in German, and I can read German, so it's okay.
Yeah, it was her uncle, the Duke of Zeal. Yeah, it's pretty much. Yeah, it's her uncle that is wanting to take over it. So she abolished it, and then he just went, "Oh, you just made my job a lot easier," and took over it.
Hey, I like the music that is playing right now. You can't hear it, but yeah, I like it. I've just got Epidemic Sound just playing chill out stuff. It's nice. You were saying about Felix the Cat movie.
Yeah, Felix was a jerk when he was at his in the younger one and the older videos, he was an absolute jerk.
remember the original Felix the Cat cartoon, and then there was a newer one with a really like acid trip intro
Yeah.
and really like 90s garage type song, like theme song. I remember that, but I don't know if it was 90s or 80s. It might have been 80s, but it was aired in the 90s. I don't know, but because there was a lot of shows from the 80s that were shown again in the 90s on British television back when we only had 4 channels, and we would watch them in the morning before going to school. So then the topic of conversation at school was like, do you watch this channel where such and such is playing, or do you watch the other channel? So like they would ask what channel you watch, and I would say that channel, and then like, oh, so you watch, like, I remember in high school we were talking about the channels that we watched before going to school, and I said the channel I watch, and they're like, oh, that means you watch Pokemon. It's like, yeah, I like Pokemon. And they thought I was a loser for watching Pokemon.
And then Pokemon became huge.
Yeah. I didn't care what people thought. If I liked a show, I liked the show. I'm like, why should I be worried about what other people think? Just, if I like it, and it's not hurting anybody, I'll watch it. Felix the Cat. We were talking about Felix the Cat. I haven't actually watched the movie all the way through. I've only seen bits of it. That one was just such a random movie. But it's Felix the Cat, so Felix the Cat is random. Sally still looks kind of stoned, but oh well. Oh, lordy. There was a second Sombra in the comics, so I haven't read the comics.
Yeah, the comics are second tier canon. They're anything that they do is their own canon, and the show can recognize it if they choose to. But if the show does something different, let's say like the show reformed this Sombra or whatever, or like something happened in the show, like where it says Chrysalis, like the comics say Chrysalis got reformed. No, their canon is not the true canon. It's the show canon is the true.
Apparently, the trailer for Pony Life has been released.
What?
Yep.
Pony Life.
Pony Life.
What?
Yep.
What is that?
Pony Life is the next reiteration of My Little Pony.
Is that the?
It's the one where they're like chibi.
Oh. I thought they were doing like Gen 6. I thought Gen 5 was the.
Yeah, this isn't Gen 5. This is like a go between G4 and G5.
So in other words, it's like 3.5.
Basically. 4.5, but yeah.
5. I'm hoping.
So it was like earlier on, Doc was in the server, and he was like, "Oh, I might pop in when I come home." I'm like, okay. So then I was checking YouTube, and then videos popped up from him about the trailer. It's like, okay.
Yes, he's
That's hilarious.
4.5. Yes, it's 4. It's Generation 4, but it's not it's not the Generation 4 world. So it's a different take on it.
It's like just like there's like J1, G1, G2, G3, G 3.5, then Gen 4.
Mm-hmm. And you notice we skipped one because no one likes talking about it. Because there was actually one after 3.5. It was like the babies, and everybody despises that.
I thought that was 3.5.
I think this was more. That might be 3.5.
I have no clue. I'm not all that familiar.
I
with
despise 3. I despise 3.5 anyhow.
I like G1. I haven't watched the other generations.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm not all that bothered.
I'll give you this. Gen 1 was what it was. Gen 2 was trying to appeal to the girls that
Yeah, I
grew
know
up.
what they are. I've seen them, but I just don't care about them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like slice of life.
Yeah, I know.
No, I was telling the group, like, chat.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm kind of tired. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hate time zones.
They're dumb.
Time zones are dumb. I hate them. We should get rid of time zones. We should just make it so everyone's in the same time zone. Why is music has stopped?
That would be interesting.
There we go. More music. Sleep, Maddie. No, don't tell me what to do. Watch this. No, people would be telling me to go sleep. This is when Doc appears. And it's like the raised eyebrow is. You can almost hear it. Oh dear.
Yep.
Poor thing.
Then I add him to the call.
Don't you dare. No. I'll panic and do that. Don't do that. Don't. Good lord. Ow. Jeez. He needs more weight on his feet. Like more shadows there. Boy. What? You're making noises. What are you doing? Uh-huh.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Don't like it when you go quiet because it means you're up to something.
Yep.
Oh no. Okay, whatever. Don't care. Dr. Phantasmo, you ain't my real dad!
Yep.
Oh, jeez. There we go. Tail needs to be in shadow. Save your work, kids. I've totally been saving as we've been drawing. Like, yeah, like just pressing the save shortcut key. Shortcut key? No, key there. Keyboard shortcut. Shh. English. Can I English today, please? It would be really good if I could. We're on the home stretch, guys. Come on, what are you doing? Oh lordy, Nostalgia Critic has reviewed Totally Spies the movie. Mary, if you need sleep, then sleep. I need sleep. I don't want to sleep. I'm not tired. I'm drawing. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
I can stream for however long I want. Me. Don't tell me what to do.
No, I can do the Mary Sue voice in a whisper now. Isn't that impressive? I couldn't do that for a long time. Lord. Okay. Why aren't you what? Oh. Why is that a multiply layer? Oh, because it's the shadow layer. I'm dumb. Monster Sue. Yeah, we had every intention of drawing Maddie and Mary as monsters in the stream, but we never got round to it.
Yep.
Oh well. Maybe next time.
Yep.
Save. So Sully has like his feet are like kind of like bare feet, but not with as many toes. But his hands are like a gorilla, or maybe like an orangutan. But not as like the space between the index finger and the thumb. The thumb is supposed to be further down the palm. But why is everyone telling me to go to bed? Stop it. Everyone's telling me to go to bed. Like, shit.
And sounds like you shot yourself in the foot when you told people you should be in bed.
I did a little bit.
Nothing, it's trash.
Oh. I thought you were like opening a bag of chips or something.
No, I had those earlier. I'm throwing the bag away.
Okay.
Yeah, I had this bag for about a couple months. And I'm like, going, I should really eat these. But then I realized I went to the store and didn't get more. Like crap.
Sure.
What am I gonna have for tomorrow morning? Because that's what I would do. Is I'd munch on some chips in the morning and then do some stuff about the house, and then actually make me breakfast. I took a packet of ramen, made it, then took some rotisserie chicken and some diced onions and mixed it and heated it up and threw it in there. I was like, yeah, it worked pretty good. I still got veggies I gotta eat, so tomorrow I'll have that for breakfast.
Yeah. I've been eating a lot of just salads and like cracker bread. I had a little bit of chicken, but it was roast chicken. Had a lot of fish, Lauren sausage yesterday, which is so good. Love Lauren sausage. Yum.
Yep.
Another movie I watched recently was, I watched it again, I've seen it loads of times, Princess and the Frog. I watched that yesterday. Nothing more to say about it. Maddie, you are best drawer. I'm not, but I try.
Take the compliment! No! I will not take the compliment.
That should be a skit, right? That should be a comic right there. Take the compliment.
Just someone says something nice and Maddie's like, I don't like it, and Mary just grabs her by the shoulders and shakes her. Take the compliment!
She grabs her shoulders and starts shaking her. No!
Yeah. No! I'd rather self-deprecate!
That's disgusting.
I said deprecate, not defecate.
That'd be ending one, and then ending two would be Mary going, see, you fix this. She's talking to Kick.
Fix it,
Kick
fix it,
just
fix
walks.
it.
Kick just walks up, goes, pretty face.
What?
He just walks up and says, pretty face.
No.
No. And then Mary Sue goes, that's disgusting.
Disgusting. A self-affection. That's even worse.
Go back to self-deprecation. Go back to self-deprecation.
Yeah.
Liked it better when you self-deprecated. Which, by the way, there are doctors for that kind of thing.
She picks up the phone. Hey, squirrel! It's like Dr. Wolf goes, I'm not a squirrel. Because remember the first time she met him?
Yeah, she called him a squirrel. I know.
Yep. Squirrel! Hello, Dr. Squirrel. I'm not a squirrel. Groundhog? Okay, Professor Groundhog. She just keeps going.
It amazes me sometimes how people remember things from videos I made years ago.
Because it was just so funny, because it's just like, she just called Dr. Wolf a squirrel.
But then in the Moment with Dr. Wolf video we made last the the pretty sure she said the talking squirrel is always serious as a callback
Yep.
to that video, but later on she calls him the puppy. Just tell the puppy how you feel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just tell the puppy how you feel.
Just tell the puppy how you feel.
Let it all out.
Just let it all out.
Oh lord.
A happy note.
That was a fun video, but I remember when it was like to make that video or to start the script, it was supposed to be a call with me and Doc. Unfortunately, my granddad was staying with me at the time and I kept being interrupted. So I was like, probably not a good idea to do a call right now, so couldn't do it, but also my nerves got the better of me as well, so
Yeah.
which is a shame, but never mind.
How's the picture looking?
I think it's getting there. I'm just tidying up the edges on Sully. Just making them a bit sharper.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I've got to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Yoink.
Maddie, bed. Stop telling me to go to bed. Oh, well, we'll probably end the stream in about 10 minutes or so. Good lord, wrecking the joint. That sounded like a headset falling down. Alright, going to give them some shadows underneath their feet. And then once Kit comes back, I think we'll call it a day. Oh, that darn cockatoo. Go sleep now before Doc catches you. Yeah. Save your work, kids. Have you heard of Minecraft? Of course I have heard of Minecraft. I've played Minecraft. Both me and Kit have. It's one of the most successful video game franchises ever made, so yeah, we've heard of it. We've played it. Played a lot of it last time I was over in America. Yeah, I'll be ending the stream soon, I think.
Yeah.
Have I mentioned how much I hate time zones?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Minecraft's interesting.
Yeah, we played a lot of that when I was over in America, but I preferred playing it on my own. Just doing my own thing. But I'm like that with games in general. I challenge you to draw a map of the time zones. So, a map of the world then.
Yep. And their times.
I don't want to do that. That would just make me sad. Work on that flap that's hanging over the bed. Ah, I can't get the right color. Getting close to it. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that would be a no. Blur. Realize the shadow beneath their feet should have been in a separate layer, so now I'm gonna have to do it again. Save your work, kids. Did you know that there is a town in Austria called Kissing and Petting? Ah. Doesn't surprise me. Ooh, hello. Didn't want to do that. Come on. We should go to Austria.
Eh?
And go to Petting. And just like stand somewhere and just I would just be like face and pet your face. Then go to Kissing and be like kiss your face. It's like because it's called never mind. Why is there weird light on his face? That shouldn't be there. Get rid of that. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it a day.
Alright.
I want to draw more, but I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Well, thanks for coming to the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it's kind of quiet right now because it's like 2:30 in the morning for us. So, for me even, sorry. So, but what did you guys think of us doing a later stream? How do you think it went? Do you prefer it when I live stream later? Or yeah, let me know. I don't know. Don't know if it makes any difference really, but we'll see. Prefer it being earlier for you. Earlier. Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to try it to see how it would go. But then I guess people hearing me talk like this is not exactly a very good noise to hear. If I'm having to work hard to be quiet. So...
Well, when you come back over, you'll be able to stay up this time and speak louder.
Yes. Well, we don't know when that's going to be, but yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see.
Alright, there's just a little bit that I want to get rid of before I end the stream. There we go. Okay. Now I'm happy. Well, I'm not happy, but... no, I want to fix Mike's eye first. Okay, now I can go. Save as JPEG. There. It's nice to have a smaller chat, but I can't see it being too beneficial for you in terms of donations, feedback. Well, we're not doing the streams for donations and feedback, but I'm just trying to figure out when a good time to stream for people is. Because sometimes when we stream at 7 PM my time, we don't get many people in. But then, I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually.
Yep.
Alright guys, thanks for coming. Thank you Kick for joining me. Yeah. Alright guys, I'm Mad Munchkin. Stay creative. Wash your hands.
Yes, wash your hands.